I'm getting out and about a little bit more as pretty much recovered from COVID. A little bit of cough left, that's about it. So I thought I'd do a quick run by some of the community gardens in the area, kind of see how they look, what's going on. So this is one they call the West End Garden. I'm just gonna let you look at it. Now, don't really have a whole lot to say about it, don't know a whole lot about it. I've tried for about 1.5 years to kind of get in with this one. Finally, actually, when they had a garden walk, participated in that, you know, paid my money, went walking around the neighborhood and met the lady who pretty much runs this. She remembers my emails and or voicemails, has my contact information, but that's about it. So, but anyway, it's a nice spot. Like everything else, could use it. All the gardens right now are a little bit overrun for different reasons, but there is some stuff still growing. I'm still not sure exactly how they run it. I believe that at least at one point you had your own garden plot that you rented from it, and that was your garden. It does not seem to be laid out that way though. It seems to be laid out more I don't know, as a single garden rather than a series of individual plots. But anyway, this is it. So there is this garden here, and it's at the corner of Olive and Washington. The corner of Olive and Washington. And there is you see a board over there on the other side. Will be contact information, but I haven't had a whole lot of luck using the information on it to actually talk to anybody. Who knows? Maybe fall or maybe next year it'll be a going concern again. On to the next one. Okay, here's the next one. We'll have to talk up a little bit because we are right next to Riceland Rice. So this is the community garden out here, and we've gotten about 2¼ inches of rain over the last 3 or 4 days, which has been sorely needed. Appears to be cucumbers, zucchini, just a small zucchini down in there. I don't have muck boots or anything on to go wading. Whew. Sound. To go wading out through a lot of that. I believe you get yellow squash and zucchini mainly in this area. Got some yellow squash in here, and the vendor planted some flowers. I guess trying to get some pollinators or predators in here. Marigolds, zinnias, I believe. Still lots of blooms. Rain should help. I'm seeing some squash bug eggs. So when you see them clustered, red eggs clustered like that, that's going to be squash bugs. There's a bunch of the squash bugs. If you see solitary ones sometimes, that's going to be the vine borers, a little bitty red one. And those vine borer eggs, regardless of what anybody says, can be anywhere on the plant. I had a couple of plants I was kind of checking, and I literally had, there's more squash bug eggs, vine borer eggs all over the plant, on the flowers, everywhere. So this business about they lay the eggs at the soil line, no, they do not. They may do it there, but they're going to lay them anywhere and everywhere. So either of these haven't been producing a whole lot with the stress prior to this last rain, or they've been picked pretty good, because I don't see a lot of actual fruit, but I am seeing Got one in there. There's some. So there's some fruit out here. Lots of blooms. Then we got purple hull peas of some kind. I call them cow peas. Yeah. So purple hull peas. Don't forget on these, you don't have to pick them at a specific stage. Like this one is probably about where a lot of people would pick it for fresh eating. I tend to wait until they dry completely up and pick them as a dry bean. And I've mentioned that many times and give reasons why. Personal preference, nothing more. Let's see what else they got out here. Yes, it's supposed to be tomatoes. Small tomato plants. A few more blooms. Probably some wilt or something going on. Some little bitty cages. Some kind of little cherry tomatoes. Little bitty things. That one almost tasted a smidge overripe, but it was firm. More cow peas or purple hull peas of some kind. Looks like somebody pulled up. There could be there's still a lot of open area down here. I'm not sure how many people come and help and work and stuff. Beans of some kind. Looks like they flooded out. Well, we're getting some blooms. Some kind of bush beans. Then we got okra. Lots and lots of okra. Again, gardening can be done so many different ways. There are so many different techniques. For my preference, these are a little thick. I would probably have them half that spacing, maybe. But they are putting on. I mean, they're getting picked. Looks like a Clemson spineless. Okay, looks like a Clemson spineless. And by the way, I don't know if you know this, but they're good raw. This is a pretty big patch of okra. So they need picked. They need picked. Well, that's pretty much this garden. I may talk to the people who came up here, just learn a little bit, and then head back to the Fisher Street garden. Okay, and then we come to the Fisher Street Community in Action garden. And this is a community garden in a sense. It's just a different form of one. It's not one where anybody and everybody can just come pick. It is managed by the people who work it. They pick it and then they distribute it through the church or through the organization itself. It's kind of in two different sides. So you've got one side here that the ladies tend to attend and do their thing their way. So they got tomatoes and looks like some kind of beans over there and some squash. Looks like some peppers. I know they said they had several peppers and stuff around. So raised beds, primarily cinder block raised beds. That's all I know about that side. So that's kind of the ladies' side. The men's side, Dr. Coleman and myself for the most part, but really far as I'm concerned, it's anybody that wants to come help. On this side, so here's my influence. The wood chips, which you see 2 out of 3 loads here. Each one's at least as big or bigger than a Prius. I did not bring my keys today to walk in. Oh, cardboard all over the place. Yeah, I didn't weigh it down very good. We'll have to pick that up. No huge ruin. But Tuesday, I've been out here 3 different weeks, and we got some work done. Last week I was not able to come out. They work on Tuesday mornings, officially from 10 until 1. I tend to get out a little bit earlier, but I've been out here about 3 times. Did a bunch of weed eating. Some of the weed eating needs redone again, especially here on the outside now that we've had some rain. With these vines that need to be pulled off the fence again. But lots and lots of wood chips, and you can kind of see where we put them down, and it's got cardboard underneath it that the grass is pretty much held down. We've got okra planted extremely densely that as it grows will be thinned out and thinned out and thinned out, and it will produce until the first good frost. The corn was came up very sparsely, so interplanted with some cowpeas, and those are coming up. And even where I've got the wood chips here, if you notice, I did not mow the grass before we put down the cardboard and wood chips. We just folded the grass over, put everything down on top, because if you mow it, it's going to stimulate it to grow. If you just fold it over, depending on how you do it, you can actually terminate it and it will die and become part of the compost, part of the nutrients. Well, now it's getting really, really tall where you can't just lay cardboard down and really enough wood chips to hold it down. So this next Tuesday when I come out, we got to do something. And what I'm thinking about doing is creating a foot crimper. And it can be a board, it can be several different things, but basically it's a board with some rope on it, and you just step through there and you just lay that grass down and kind of tromp it down as you go. There may or may not be a piece of metal or something under it so that it actually not just lays it down but actually crimps it a little bit more to help terminate it. I've just got to come up with one that's narrow enough to get between the rows. But this is far from an ideal situation, the way this ended up being done. I'm not sure where that trash came from. Somebody just dumped it over the fence or something, possibly. I mean, normally I would start a lot of this kind of stuff in the fall and have it in place, and or already have the wood chips over here setting and composting so they'll be at hand. And then as soon as you plant your stuff and it starts coming up, as soon as it starts showing, go ahead and start mulching it. We started very late in the season. Just everything in the world seems to be getting in the way. But still, even with that, we've still got a crop going, and where the wood chips and cardboard's gone down, you see it is holding the grass down fairly well. And all this moisture we're getting from this rain, if and when it stops, will be held a lot longer than if it's just dry, bare dirt. If it's dry, bare dirt, we get about 2 days without rain. We're gonna need to irrigate. With all of this mulch and stuff down, we'll be able to go a week and a half at least in the exact same conditions without having to need to be irrigated. But so that's what this looks like. Again, Tuesdays mornings are the work days, and there have been days when I'm the only one here. There have been days when Dr. Coleman came out and ran the tractor. Last couple of work days, we actually had a couple of people. You can get on the Facebook group and see, I thank them on there. But the more hands we could get, the more people could learn some of these gardening techniques, and the more we could get done. Far from letting it go, I'm basically already thinking about fall, so I'm trying to maintain what we've got, see if we can get a little bit more the rest of the year through the fall, if I can get a handle on it. But at minimum, if nothing else, I'm setting the stage for next year. So if you want to know what some of these garden techniques can actually accomplish, you may be seeing that next year. If you want to get involved, by all means, come by, help get us involved, get involved and help. And I'm not going to go to Harrisburg right now to look at that one. Put this around. I'm not going to drive to Harrisburg to show that one right now. I need to get back to the house, caring for my parents. But also want to let you know that I have been contacted, and there may be another garden starting in Bono on city land, with permission and support from the mayor and the Bono, I can't remember the name of the organization, but there's a group that does a lot of different things around the town, and they're looking at possibly starting a garden as well, and they've asked me, or I've offered, and then they've accepted, maybe get a little bit of input from me. It's going to be their garden. They're going to do it how they want to meet their needs for their community. It's their garden. But if I can maybe offer a few techniques and other things as well, when we're sure it's going to happen and where it's going to be, then I'll obviously put that information out as well for anybody in that area to jump on board, help support, and get it going, get it off the drawing board and into reality. So other than that, again, we don't know what's going to happen the next few months, the next few years. It may be like Y2K and turn out to be much of nothing. It could be some significant stuff coming. So I do urge you, not as a prepper, not in fear, but in just in preparation and being a competent adult. If you're not growing something, start growing something. Start learning how to grow things, and learning the techniques if you need to turn part or all of your lawn, obviously, or surreptitiously, I cannot say that word, surreptitiously, into food production, plant and animal. It may be needed. If not, hey, you got fresh food that you probably wouldn't be able to afford or want to spend that much money in the supermarket. You can grow healthier food than what's in the supermarket. You can grow more of it, and what it would cost you, I mean, even just herbs. Go look at the little packet of herbs that's already half wilted. One basil plant could get $4 for a little packet of basil. One good healthy basil plant at the house, and you could probably grow $100 worth. So it's not that hard. But anyway, I'm going to get back to the house.